For this example, we are going to go over a complex problem that uses the distributive property. And the reason I'm calling this a complex problem is I'm showing you a lot of the different ways that the distributive property shows up, and a lot of the different ways that I make errors and I see people make errors when working with this property in this form. So the steps we're going to follow is make sure that you're keeping order of operations in your brain. Again, whether you're using GEMS or the levels or PEMDAS, just make sure you have the order of operations always at the forefront of your mind. And also important to remember that we are only using the number directly outside of the parentheses, and that is multiplying everything inside the parentheses, but only what's inside the parentheses. So the first major error I see with problems like this is we automatically, on the outside here, we see something like 3 minus 5, and we want to perform that operation. We want to do 3 minus 5, but we can't. And the reason we can't is because order of operations, multiplication, has to be done before we can do any addition or subtraction. And this number right here, this -5, is multiplying everything inside the parentheses because it is directly outside those parentheses. So what I'm actually going to do here, just to make sure that I'm not accidentally working with that 3, that's a +3. So I'm just going to rewrite this. I'm going to rewrite it so that that 3 is hanging out and I don't forget about it and I know what to do with it later on. So I'm going to rewrite this as -5, 7x minus y plus 2. And then outside I've got plus 3y. And since that was a +3, I'm just going to move it, use the commutative property, and say +3. That way I don't get confused and I don't try to work with it in this multiplication problem. Okay, now I'm ready to do the distributive property. So first step, say -5 times 7. So I've got -35x. And then I'm going to do -5 times -y. So we have a negative times a negative, which is going to get us +5y. And then I've got -5 times +2, which is going to get me -10. And then I'm going to go ahead, my parentheses are now gone. I've done all the multiplication. And so I'm going to add on my other terms, my +3y and my +3. And now I can combine like terms. Right. I only have one x term here, but I have two y terms. I have that +5y and a +3y. And then I have two constants. I have let me get my highlighter out. I have a -10. Hey, sorry guys, hold on. There we go. I have a -10 and a +3. So I'm going to write down my -35x. And then I'm going to kind of off to the side, I'm going to look at 5y plus 3y is 8y. So plus 8y. And then I'm going to look at my -10 plus 3. So if you have -10 things and you add 3 positive things, you have -7. There's nothing else we can do here. This is as simplified as we can get. So there is our answer in expanded form.